We are out in Atlanta today doing something a little different than normal as we are quickly approaching Halloween here in October. We are going to, instead of showing you one particular city, we're gonna give you a little bit of a behind the scenes haunted tour of Atlanta. So we are gonna check out some of the top rated, most said to be haunted places. You are definitely going to want to stick around for the end of the video. We have some clips from one of the most popular Atlanta Halloween events. So stick around and let's go see what makes this historic city a little spooky. Before we begin, we are Georgia Lane Realty. We are a team of agents that service the in-town and north of town metro Atlanta areas. Sherry and I have lived and worked here in Atlanta for over 30 years. We know all about the different neighborhoods and cities around town. Let us be the ones to help you find your next home. Our information is on the screen. Send us a text or an email. Let's get the process started. Come along with us today. Let's check out all those spooky spaces around Atlanta. Hi everyone. First up on our tour is going to be Rhodes Hall. As we are standing waiting to get there, let's talk a little bit about Midtown. There's Rhodes Hall and our lovely MARTA bus. Midtown is where you will find Rhodes Hall. As you can see, there are several larger buildings in Midtown. It's a very business district heavy area along Peachtree Street. As I've mentioned in previous videos, Peachtree Street is one of the most popular streets that runs through the middle of the city. Midtown, you will also find residences here. A lot of the homes in Midtown are huge, old or new mansion style homes. You have the occasional smaller single family home, but also very pricey. A lot of what you have are condos in this area as well. So that's the kind of home you're looking at in Midtown. But let's see what Rhodes Hall has to offer. So Rhodes Hall was built in 1904 by Amos Rhodes and the Rhodes family. They are who is legend to be haunting this place. And as there wasn't a specific tragic event that happened, it was more so that the family felt very connected to this property. And that is why they are said to still be here, remaining amongst the walls of Rhodes Hall. Now, Rhodes Hall is a very popular event space here in Atlanta. They host weddings and other important events. So Amos Rhodes lived here with his wife and 6 children, and Rhodes Hall is often known as the castle on Peachtree, which makes sense because it looks just like a castle and we are here on Peachtree Street. A lot of people have reported seeing spirits and flickering lights, shadows, and things that move on their own. There's also cold spots noted throughout the home, as well as the basement of this home is said to be the most haunted place. Just a really eerie feeling that people feel when they visit that area. That's what makes Rhodes Hall one of the most haunted places here in Atlanta. Here's another shot of the side of Rhodes Hall and then the back of the hall. During the early 1900s, it was even common for families to hold wakes and mournings in their homes. And given that Rhodes Hall served as the family residence for years, it's likely that the Rhodes family observed these practices here. The history of mourning rites paired with the intense emotional energy from these rituals might explain why some believe that spirits remain within this home. Now, if you travel just down Peachtree Street, still in the Midtown neighborhood, you will come across the Fox Theater, which is considered haunted due to its dramatic history and numerous eerie occurrences reported by both visitors and staff. It was built in 1929 and has seen its share of tragedies, including an alleged death on site and a few untimely accidents. Paranormal reports include sightings of mysterious figures in period attire, unexplained footsteps, and that ghostly scent of perfume. The most famous spirit is known as Gus, and it is thought to be a ghost of a former technical director and is said to watch over it to this day.
These experiences add to the theater's reputation as one of Atlanta's most haunted landmarks. I personally have been to the Fox Theater many times for several different events, both concerts and celebrity book tours, as well as movie premieres. I have never personally encountered guests, but I could see why there are areas of the theater that are definitely considered spookier and give you more of a haunted feel.
We are now downtown Atlanta. We are outside of the Ellis Hotel. I will show you a shot of that right there. This is the site of the tragic hotel fire that happened in December of 1946. It was really the beginning of fire safety regulations in the United States because of how tragic this incident was at the time. There were no fire escapes, no stairwells down from the upper floors. Firefighters struggled to get to those top floors. Obviously, because of this, the Ellis Hotel is known to be one of the most haunted places here in Atlanta, especially on this sidewalk that we're on right now. There's a monument here in downtown dedicated to the victims of that fire. This Ellis Hotel, though, is well known around the city as being one of the more haunted places around.
Here is that monument that I mentioned if you want to pause and read more about exactly what happened here at the Weinkauf Hotel.
As I mentioned, we're downtown here in Atlanta. A lot of our biggest buildings are here in downtown. Not a lot of residences. If there are, you're gonna see condos here around the downtown neighborhood. As you can see, a big business district here in downtown Atlanta. Not a ton of residents, mostly tourists and professionals.
And if you're familiar with Atlanta at all, you knew that one of our main stops on this spooky tour of Atlanta had to be Oakland Cemetery in Grant Park.
Oakland Cemetery is considered one of the most haunted places in Atlanta just because it is the burial ground for thousands of people, including some really notable former Atlantans.
Hey, this is Sherry.
And I'm Christie.
And we're with Georgia Lane Realty here at the Oakland Cemetery in downtown Atlanta, here to give you a little tour of this famous burial ground.
If you're enjoying today's content, be sure to like and subscribe our channel. Hit that bell notification so you can be alerted each time we post a new video each week. Hope you're enjoying this spooky tour of Atlanta. Let's get back to it. Here we are at the Maynard Jackson Memorial. He was the first African-American mayor of Atlanta from 1974 to 1982, and then again from 1990 to 1994. He was laid to rest here in 2003. It's been known that many well-known figures' spirits have been seen running around this cemetery. Maybe he has been one of them.
And did you know that Mayor Jackson is one of the names for Hartsfield-Jackson Airport?
I didn't know that. Maynard Jackson also has a street here in Atlanta named after him that heads into Interstate 20. So obviously a very popular and important figure in Atlanta history. This is interesting. I just came across these two gravestones. Let's take a look. So this one right here, sorry if it's hard to see, is for Eleanor Conroy. She died in April 25th, 1984. But if you come over here, next to her is John Conroy, which I would expect to be her spouse, and he passed away April 8th of 1984. Apparently, they just couldn't live without each other because they died within weeks of one another. So crazy. While we're exploring the cemetery, let's talk a little bit about this neighborhood we're in. This is Grant Park in Atlanta. It is pretty much just southeast of downtown Atlanta. It has grown in popularity tremendously over the last 10 years. In Grant Park, you will find Grant Park, which is a park here. You will also find the Atlanta Zoo, a very popular attraction here in Atlanta. A lot of the homes in Grant Park are older homes that have been restored. You find a lot of Victorian single-family homes, a lot of unique and eclectic homes and areas around this neighborhood. Like I said, it's really popular. Obviously, this Oakland Cemetery is a very hot spot in Atlanta, especially around Halloween. They have a lot of individual tours you can take, and of course, a haunted ghost tour. So a really great place to live and spend time in Atlanta. Here at Oakland Cemetery, you find all kinds of regular grave sites. They also have crypts, and we are standing in front of a huge mausoleum. This is the mausoleum for the Seidel family. I don't know if you can see that there behind me. If you get up close to it, you can see inside the mausoleum and see that there are various crypts inside of here. So let's take a look. Peeking through the windows, we can see that there are multiple grave sites in this mausoleum. Well, the reflection's getting us a little bit here, but y'all, this is kind of creepy. Look, we have this mausoleum here, but then check out this statue. As you can see, there is no longer a head, and part of the leg is missing. Woo! Seems suspect and kind of creepy. Yeesh! As a reminder, you will want to stick around for the very end of this video. I am going to show you multiple clips of one of Atlanta's most beloved Halloween traditions and events that happens every year. So stick around for that. You won't want to miss it. We have found country music legend Kenny Rogers' gravesite here in the Oakland Cemetery, buried under this beautiful oak tree right here. As you can see, it looks like he's actually buried above ground, which is interesting. As you know, he passed in 2020 at the age of 81.
And the time has come to see what I was talking about all video long. This is the Little 5 Points Halloween Festival and Parade. It is one of Atlanta's most beloved annual events. It's held in the very vibrant, artsy neighborhood of Little 5 Points, which is known for its quirky, eclectic energy. You can actually see more about Little 5 Points on one of our past videos that I have linked here. The festival itself runs for an entire weekend and features live music, local vendors, food, and then somewhat wraps up Sunday with a legendary Halloween parade. Obviously, you can see it showcases elaborate costumes, spooky floats, and local performers. This parade draws thousands of visitors each year. It's driven by the community. It's a celebration that captures the neighborhood's creative spirit. And obviously, you can see that people really get into it. Various different groups around the city will enter into the parade and create floats and really display their artistic talents. And it, as you can see, it makes it easy to understand why it is one of Atlanta's favorite ways to celebrate Halloween each year.
We hope you've enjoyed this tour of the spooky places around Atlanta today and got to experience a little bit more of what it's like to live in this city in October. Next week we'll be back with another neighborhood or city featured. As a reminder, I'm Christie with Georgia Lane Realty. And that back there is Sherry. We are agents here in the Atlanta area, and obviously we go anywhere around Atlanta and Metro Atlanta, help you find that next right home for you. Our information is once again on the screen. Send us a text or an email. We'll help you get started. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe our channel, hit that bell so you can be notified each time we have a new video posted each week. Happy Halloween, everyone, and we'll see you soon.